Hi, I'm Reggie Maddison with First Things First. I'm also our director for the Dads Making a Difference program, and also the Relationships in Sync with Each Other's Rise couples programs, which serves many of the fathers who have come through our Dads Making a Difference program. And serving fathers, particularly non-custodial fathers, disenfranchised fathers, non-traditional fathers, or fathers who may be behind in child support and things like that, can be extremely rewarding. So I want to give just a few tips, things that I have found in my experience over the last, 7 years in working with fathers that have proved to be really helpful. One, I'll tell you the first thing, and it's, I love to make a fancy way of saying it, but there isn't a fancy way. Relationship. So many of the fathers that we work with just don't feel valued by society, by the judicial system, or whomever. And simply knowing that someone is curious about them and interested in who they are as a person, and develop a relationship that way begins to restore a certain amount of dignity, respect, and value. And so listening to them, asking questions, not assuming, goes a long way into helping those fathers really be willing to receive from you. Kind of the second thing, and it's similar to that, but it's respecting. Respect, don't assume, respect. One thing I think about respect, it is value. And when when you treat someone as though they have something to contribute, and you respect their past, you respect the way they communicate, you respect the way they think, the way they make decisions, even if it's different, and even if it's not always the best process, but to value it, to respect it, once again, goes a long way to them believing that, you know what, this person cares about me and I am going to give them that respect back. Because so often for many of these fathers, respect goes really high on their values and their priorities. And so thirdly, which these are all kind of closely related, is just having a servant's heart. We don't want to enable, we want to help, but at the same time, being willing to go the extra mile to help. What does that look like? That could be everything from having them in your office or in your space and calling with them different, whether it's court personnel, job personnel, whomever. It could be helping them fill out paperwork or letting them use your computer as opposed to, say, going home and filling out a job application. Letting them sit there and fill out the application with you, using your, computer, phone, laptop, or whatever, so that when there are questions or when there are things that might be intimidating, that it is easily and quickly taken care of, because you recognize that there may be some areas that are foreign, are intimidating, they're just not comfortable with. And so having that servant's heart to make sure they have everything they need, you can do that and be really good at it without enabling, but really being helpful, really being a servant, and really helping them reach the goals that often they have set themselves. Next, be a person of your word. If you do what you say you will do. I don't know how many times I've heard guys give up on different programs or different organizations because they didn't feel like the organization did everything they said they do. And so your word is a big deal. And I've learned they want to be loyal, and many guys will demonstrate a large amount of loyalty. But the moment you break your word, that tears down that trust. And if you're not careful, it puts you in a position where they're like just any other program. And so being a person of your word, and then one I'm beginning to really understand more and more is how to help them build their own network, build their own community, build just a support system. And part of that is really no different than anyone else in the world. And what I mean by that is whether you are upper class, middle class, lower class, I joke with them, I say, there hasn't been a job yet where someone didn't help me get that job. And so helping them to build that network, sometimes you become the support system. We've learned through the relationships that many of them are in that, our organization becomes a support system, and then bringing and connecting them with different people helps people that also have a servant's heart, helps them become a part of their support system, a part of their network. And so they may not be what they consider peers or the typical social network, but connecting them with people, whether it be through classes, through social events, through, we do reunions, which helps them connect with each other. It helps them connect with people from the community, and beyond. And then my last tip is patience. And when I say patience, some people, they're ready the moment you talk to them. Others, you gotta let them go. And maybe they'll come back. You can't help everyone, and not everyone is ready to be helped. And some may want to be helped, but not even realize what they have to go through in order to receive and accomplish the goals that they want to accomplish. And so patience, which, I heard someone tell me a long time ago, patience does not have an expiration date. And so those are just a few kind of tips that I've learned from working with fathers over the last 7 years. Hope they help. Thank you.